Today I'm going to show you how to make fire rope out of jute string or jute twine. Fire rope in different sizes for all your adventure and camping needs. For this project you'll need some jute string or jute twine, a couple of nails or something similar, and some scissors. The process is really easy. You just pull off some jute twine, cut it off, and then all you need to do is tie a knot to join the two ends together. The length of this isn't particularly important. It's just the more length you got, the longer the fire rope you're going to make. So I'm going to make a 4-strand fire rope, and I'm going to show you the manual way of doing this. There's probably quicker ways of doing it, but I'm assuming that you don't have any tools and you've just got a couple of nails or a couple of long screws or a couple of long bits of wood even. All you need to do is insert your nail in either end and start twisting. Keep twisting and twisting and twisting so that it wraps around itself. It's an easy process to do. As I say, I'm showing you the manual way. There's lots of cleverer and quicker ways to do this, I'm sure. Once you put quite a few turns in this, you'll see that it wants to join to itself and turn in on itself. And that's a sign that you're nearly done. Stretch him out, and then once you've got it in that stage, you just bring him together and he'll naturally curl up on his own. It's almost like a magic trick. Here's a view from a wider angle. You can see I'm turning the two ends in opposite directions. I've also speeded this up. I don't always move this quickly, in case you're wondering. Wonder what the neighbours thought when they saw me doing this in the back garden. You can see how quickly and how well it goes together. Next, it was time to fire up the gas. I got some paraffin wax there, which I've used before, so I just needed to warm that up, and I've added a candle to it. I'll put this little BRS stove down to as low as it will go. It's almost like a candle flame. You don't want to overheat this stuff in case it catches fire. Remember, it doesn't take too long for your candle to melt down, so don't walk away from it. Keep your stove attended at all times. You don't need to overheat this. Just keep an eye on it until all the solid wax turns to liquid. Once the wax is sufficiently warm enough, you just need to take it off the heat, and then you're ready to dunk your rope. This is a simple process. There's nothing complicated about it. You'll notice the two nails that I've used here, they got big heads on them. And I kind of worked this out by accident, that if you push the ends of the rope up to the heads on the nails, you can get the whole thing right into the wax and give them a good old soaking. Then it's just a case of placing it down on some greaseproof paper or parchment paper. It was a trial piece I made earlier, so I thought I'd give that a dunking as well. Be a shame to waste it. Same process, give it a dunk and then wait for it to dry. I wanted to make the most of the molten wax, so I made some cotton pad fire starters as well. These are so easy to make. This is just a case of like dunking and leaving to one side. It's a bit like dunking biscuits into your tea or coffee. You don't need to leave them in there too long. It was at this point that I got a bit more adventurous. I went for an 8-strand fire rope. It's exactly the same as the 4-strand. You just double it over again to make your 8 strands. Wind it all up as you did before, and then stretch it out a bit. And I found that it just needed a tiny tease, and it wrapped itself together. Exactly the same dunking process as before. And I thought this would make a really good comparison when I set light to them, to compare the 8 strands to the 4 strands to a single strand. So here's some comparisons on size. You got your single piece of jute string. That's what it looks like when it's been coated in wax paraffin. Here's the 4-strand, and here's the 8-strand. This is where the scissors come in handy. Of course, instead of scissors, you could always use a knife or anything else you got at hand. Lengthwise, how much do you cut off? I don't know. I guess the decision's up to you. You can make these as long or as short as you want, depending on your circumstances. Now for the fun part, lay 'em out in my fire pit and set fire to everything. Of course I'm using a lighter here. What I could have done was broken the ends open to get a few strands out and use a fire still. I'll probably do that in another video, but for now I was going with the lighter. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, how long does this homemade fire rope burn for? Well, this is not a completely scientific test because the lengths are slightly different, but you can get a general idea of the flame patterns. And based on this, coming up are the times that the fire rope lasted. Yes, 42 seconds for a strand of jute twine with wax. I thought that wasn't too bad, really. Next, we have the 4-strand. That performed a lot better. That gave me 1 minute 17 seconds. And to be honest, if you've got a small fire you want to light, that could probably do the job quite admirably without the need for anything else. Obviously depends on the length that you use. And then we went on to the big boy, the 8-strand. This went on for about 3 minutes and I was super impressed with this. So I think that might be the way to go. 8-strand, 4-strand, I don't know. I'll let you decide.